Everyone, it's Justin, also known as Feronian. Today is July 20th. I'm guessing it's going to be like a Monday during a week of videos that we're going through. Anyway, recently, this weekend has been chaotic. It's been nuts, to say the least. We've had Donald Trump and DHS response to what's going on in Portland, which, some people are calling it a trap. Other people are calling it 4D chess. I guess I am in the middle. It's very much a deal of Democrats basically prove that they are unable and unwilling to enforce the law, to follow the law, to actually hold, criminals accountable. They want to go after some guy who, that hit someone with a tear gas canister. Okay, sure, maybe there's something that's going on with there. But when they refused to go after people who were committing arson, one person bragging about it on camera that they were going to burn down buildings. I don't care if it's, a statue. I don't care if it's a federal building. You threaten arson, you need to, that's criminal, pure and simple. That's the purity of it. A lot of stuff has happened. We recently had a report that a judge's family was shot. Her son was killed one shot through the chest. Her husband was critically injured. Apparently, he survived. There's also an article saying that they found the shooter. Apparently, it was a lawyer. It's just it's very weird. I don't understand it. The fact that she was recently assigned an Epstein case, a case that was tied to the Epstein's little shenanigans. That's bad. And I hate to say it, but we're quickly going into the end game. I mean, it's hard to think that in less than today's July 20th. 4 months, 3 months, less than 3.5 months. Okay, we're gonna have an election, and people are just going nuts. I mean, you basically have an example of what happened with the progressive and leftist violence. They're going to protest, and then they'll go riot when they don't get what they want. Which it can be as simple as, oh, you're not putting these two cops that killed someone on trial, to, oh, you're not defunding the police like they are in Minneapolis, which is funny because they're turning around saying, oh, well, we need to put private security up. And it's like, why? The fact that a lot of these places are also going to be taking a huge tax hit. Think about it for a second. Anyone who lives there is going to try and say, why do I want to live in a place that I'm getting restricted because of race, because of the skin color, that is currently facing numerous protests that can turn violent and deadly? I mean, how many people have we heard that got shot? The fact that the police are being both demonized, demoralized, and told, oh, yeah, you're going to be defunded. It's just a question of, is it going to be 10% or 100%? And the fact that various groups are okay with it. Libertarians are okay with it. And it's like, you realize that you might survive. You might. But you can also very well go with the deal of, if they decide that, oh, they're going to put in someone who's not the police, that's supposed to do police work, it's going to be bad. It's going to get very bad. And it's just, I don't see this going well. Pure and simple. What else? What else is happening? We've had, apparently Trump wants to get us out of Afghanistan. Great. We've been there for 20 years. Go on, 20 years. I don't want parents to see their kids in Afghanistan. Especially the parents that have been there. Worse are the parents that are there, and here's the flight. Oh, yeah, here's son. Guy went to Afghanistan back in 2002, was part of the initial invasion, sticks it out for the last 20-some years, might be a senior enlisted, maybe an officer, and here's his son getting off the plane. The biggest fear I have the biggest fear I have is when you have father, parent, child, grandchild, 3 generations. Okay, now let's say that it was a teenage pregnancy. Son becomes a father at parent. The parent becomes a they hit the parenthood at 16, 17 years old. 17 years later, their kid becomes a parent. The parent decides to go to the military, feed the family, get a career, do this, do that. Child grows up, becomes a parent at 17, goes into the military, 18 years old. They're in Afghanistan. 18 years from now. What happens when 18 years from now we have the same exact situation? That is, dude, that is 2036. 2037, 2038. 2038, that's 18 years from now. 18 years from now, they're back in Afghanistan. Kids in Afghanistan. 3 generations. No, get us out of there. And the fact that we have Republicans saying no, and I'm looking at this like, dude, what gives? Seriously. Now, it's going to be interesting how it goes. It's going to be interesting how this election comes up. But honestly, a lot of people are saying, they're calling me racist, they're calling me sexist, which, okay. How? How am I being sexist? Okay. Martin Luther King Jr. said it himself. Judging others based on the content of their character and not on the color of skin. That's what he wanted. And yet we got a bunch of these here Black Lives Matter, and that's BLM. Look, here is BLM, the group. They don't care about Chicago. They don't care about New York. They don't care about the actual crimes, the actual problems. They don't care about the fact that quite a few of the members have shot at people, have killed people. They killed an 8-year-old girl. And I'm the racist, they say. Look, I get it. There's problems with the United States. I'm not going to deny that. We've always had problems. We've had problems since eternity. And it's not just the United States. To say that the United States has a problem, it's to basically ignore all the other problems, all the other countries, all the other nations. We've always had problems. We've always had problems with racism. It's not my field of study. My field of study is IT. It's information technology. And the fact is that we also have the fact that apparently Joe Biden and Twitter in general, but several accounts and high-profile accounts at that have been hacked, DMs stolen, scams being produced, and it's like, okay, you expect me to be okay with this? I'm not. I look at the people and it's like, look, give me a better candidate. You don't want me to vote for Trump? Fine. Give me a better candidate. I mean an actual better candidate. Not, someone other than Trump. No, I want better than Trump. That will get us out of Afghanistan. That will enforce the law. That will make sure that we're protected. That will go after this child trafficking deal. Look, at the end of the day, this is just something that is just a major deal. Okay? This isn't just we got someone other than Trump. It's like, okay, cool. Did you give me Tulsi Gabbard? No. How about Andrew Yang? Nope. So who'd you give me? Joe Biden. Quid pro quo Joe? Sleepy, creepy quid pro Joe? Joe Biden, the guy that bragged about withholding money from Ukraine. The same guy whose son was kicked out of the military, kicked out of the Navy for cocaine and didn't get a dishonorable discharge while his dad was a senator. The same guy who spent 8 years as vice president, who got us out of Iraq when they weren't ready, the same guy who served as vice president to the guy that said, oh, Audacious is just a JV team in Lakers uniforms. They're not a threat, as they roll through Mosul and Ramadi, and we're basically scaring off full brigades of Iraqis, full divisions. I've read the report where every officer above the rank, like captain, got on a Humvee and ran for Baghdad from Mosul and left their men and their equipment and their weapons and their vehicles behind. What gives, man? I get it. Wasn't a big fan of Trump again. Yes, he was boisterous. Yes, he was a braggart. Yes, he was insulting at times. He was loud. He was uncouth. I voted for Johnson because for 5 minutes I thought that maybe we could, switch it up a little bit. Except, what does the Libertarians do? We talk about how fractured the Democrats are, how it's like basically two parties under one umbrella, and they're going to split down the middle. AOC on one side, Biden on the other, and everyone that followed up Biden: Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, Buttigieg, friggin' Bloomberg. Yeah, that guy. Bloomberg. Bloomberg was the guy that they were like, oh yeah, let's bring Bloomberg in, even though you didn't make it for the first two debates. Oh, let's bring in Bloomberg, despite the fact that he was racist. Oh, Donald Trump's racist. Okay, yeah. Did he come up with any laws that were targeted minorities? Bloomberg did it. How many times were police officers targeted? Bloomberg. De Blasio. How many times did they turn around and they go after the rich and the middle class and the business owners and anyone who did not agree with them? Cuomo said it himself last year that if the rich left New York would be messed over. And I've heard stories from people that did one little gig in New York, and it's like every year New York says, hey, you owe us taxes, and it's like, I never lived there. They never lived there. They did one gig, and now New York says, oh, your money's our money now. Okay? Give me not a candidate that would lower my taxes, that will actually do something about the military, especially with the recent problems they had at Fort Hood. And the worst part is that I bring this up to other people, and then it's like, oh well, you're just voting for Trump. Last year, at this time last year, I would say I probably would consider libertarian. But then I look at the libertarians, and it's like they're even more fractured. And the worst part is that for me as a libertarian, I know deep down that the Republicans, they might not leave me alone. They might not leave me alone. Okay. Depends on which variant of Republican. They might not leave me alone. I'm well off my right. But I know for a fact that because I am a Christian, male, straight, veteran, and a father, I'm a parent. For those 5 things, and the fact that I think differently from the left, they will come down on me. They will come down on my family. They will come down on my wife. They will come down on us because we are a threat to them. BLM had a ridiculous pamphlet be printed out by the Smithsonian that said, oh, whiteness is the nuclear family. Whiteness is this. Whiteness is that. And it's like, are you kidding me? I don't know what to do at times until I consider what Jesus said. They went after him. What was his crime when he was crucified? Oh, he called himself king. And they crucified him for it. He was preaching a different set of values. Love thy neighbor. Love God as you love yourself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Obey the commandments, which is pretty simple. But the fact that we are having these problems, the fact that the Democrats, they don't want my vote. Or more precisely, they want my vote, then they want to just destroy me. So libertarians, guess what? Here's the liberals, the Democrats, and here's the Republicans and the conservatives. And guess what? The Republicans become less conservative and more moderate. Donald Trump brought them over to the left side. And while the Republicans might have a chance that they won't ignore us, that they'll come after us, guess what? They are a lot in a worse position than the liberals and the Democrats are, because the Democrats will come after us. They're not going to stop. By our very motto, by our very lifestyle, in which we believe in life, I believe it was a life, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They don't want people to live. They just want people to just start on the ground or come over from another nation. Give them money. Tax us 90%. Have it where we're drugged up to our eyebrows to be happy. Okay. Here are the liberals. And libertarians are in the middle trying to say, oh, well, we're so much better than them. And it's like, are we? Because I'm looking to my left, I'm looking to my right, and I'm seeing that we're outnumbered. At least 2-1, maybe even 3-1. I'll even go one as further and say 4-1. We represent like 20% of the country. Maybe less. We're outnumbered. And one side will tolerate us because, we believe in the Constitution. Yeah, they're a little bit on the Warhawk side, but again, they're also getting a lot fewer of them as well, too. Donald Trump wants us to get out of Afghanistan. The liberals want us to stay in Afghanistan. There's a reason why I call them the party of death. They want dead babies, therefore abortion. They want dead veterans because they want to keep us in Afghanistan and Iraq and all these other brush fire wars. And then the second we get out, we'll dope them up as far as they go so they can cause harm to themselves, not be able to live. They want dead citizens. They don't care if a citizen dies, as long as they vote Democrat. They don't care. The Democrats don't care. They have their Green New Deal that will put so many people out of business, so many people on the soup lines. It'll make depression and the opioid addiction ridiculous. It will balloon it. They want to tax us to 9% and then give us a pittance as a consolation prize. Oh, well, here's a little bit of money. Look, I'm at the end of the day. Everything that's happened over the last week, and we're still 4 months away. Less than 4 months away. And truly, it is 4 months away because that's when the Electoral College convenes. And we have a bunch of states that are saying that, well, we'll give our vote to the popular person. No. That's not how it's supposed to be done. That is never supposed to be done. That is illegal. We have Whitmer. Impeach her. She violated her own executive orders. She traveled outside Lansing. She sent her husband out to Traverse City. Oh, well, he's just there to write leaves. And it's like, no, he was there to try to set everything up for your little graduation party for your daughter, for a little dinner party. Try to get the boat out. There is what she did was wrong and illegal by her stance, and yet she can stand around. Oh, you can't protest for your Second Amendments. You can't protest to open your business up and do this, do that, travel around. But I'm going to allow all the black BLM protesters to come out. And truly, they don't even care about black lives. They just, they're BLM. Really? Anyway, yeah, a lot of stuff is happening this week. I'll probably start posting another video up tomorrow. Thank you all. Hopefully everything goes good for y'all. This is Justin, also known as Feronian. Good luck, Godspeed, and try to stay sane. This is becoming nuts, people. It's ridiculous. It's insane. It's just, yeah. Y'all have a good night now. See ya. For a minute.